Nothing. I tell you, nothing. Nothing ever works. Nothing ever works. You can depend on nothing in this world. Nothing. If it's on a computer, don't depend on it. If you have a will, write it down on a piece of paper. Don't put it on that damn thing. Break. Hey, welcome everybody to the Owl's Nest Barbecue Show. I'm Steve Ray, your barbecue correspondent. And it's time to talk a little barbecue. That's right. Show's brought to you by Michelin Tires, from the Michelin LTX to the MX V4. Michelin Tires have a tire for your car, truck, and SUV. Don't let your family ride on anything else but Michelin Tires. We're also brought to you by Green Mountain Grills, one of the best pellet cookers in the United States. You can get them at my place, the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply Pro Shop in Ottawa, Tennessee. And we're also brought to you by Butcher Barbecue and all the great products from David Bosca and Butcher Barbecue. Also available in Ottawa, Tennessee at the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply Pro Shop. Now, people ask me, where are you at? On I-75, I can literally, when I played golf, we could hit pitching wedges from the back of my gas station to I-75. We can reach it. That's how close I am to the interstate. You get off at exit 11. That's between Cleveland, Tennessee and Chattanooga, Tennessee. If you're coming south, you get off the exit, you turn left. If you're traveling north, you get off the exit, you go to the red light, you turn right. Immediately look to your left and you'll see a big sign that says Midnight Oil. And attached to that Midnight Oil gas station is another big sign that says Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply Pro Shop, and that's where we're at. So if you're traveling up and down, if you're going to a contest, if the guys from Yes Deer barbecue team stopped one time, they had I think it was a bearing spun out on their cook trailer, and they had heard us talking, and they stopped, and we got them going. So put that in your little, if you have a little note, but don't put it in your computer because you'll lose it. The thing will die on you, I guarantee you. But write it down on a piece of paper and put it in your notes. Said, if you need help in Ottawa, Tennessee, Chattanooga, Steve Ray's Midnight Oil, Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply, right there at exit 11. Been there for 36 years. I promise you, if you stop anywhere between Athens, Tennessee, and Calhoun, Georgia, and you ask them where Steve Ray's Midnight Oil is, they'll be able to tell you. We've been there so long, everybody knows us. Man, I got more contacts than Delta Airlines, I tell you. Come see us. We'd love to see you. We got a great show lined up. What was I going to talk about here real quick? Oh, we've got a big announcement. I want to make that announcement. I want my guests to hold on just a second, because we're on the internet, so it doesn't matter. We can go all night. On November the 8th, that's a Sunday. Now, this is the big announcement. Everybody here, especially here in Chattanooga, everybody listen up. And if you're close to Ottawa, you may want to get in on this. If you're within 1,500 miles, you may want to get in on this. November 8th at the Cambridge Square facility. It's like a little town square in Ottawa, which is where we have all our events in Ottawa. We're going to have a barbecue contest. That's right. We're going to have 10 teams. We're limiting it to 10 teams because this place just isn't big enough for any more. 10 teams will be there. We'll be competing and selling barbecue. And in the past, we've done this at the Lamar Johnson Classic. We've done it at the Oktoberfest. We've done it around Thanksgiving. So we're going to call this the Lamar Johnson Oktoberfest Thanksgiving Barbecue Festival. We're going to wrap them all into one. And on November 8th, from noon until 5 o'clock, we will be there selling barbecue, competing, and just having a great time. I'll be sending out invitations. If you want on the invitation list, if you want information about it, all you got to do is don't call me, email me, it'd be better. Steve Ray at srmo.us. Steve Ray at srmo.us. And that'll get right to me. And we'll tell you all the details, and we'll fill you in. And it's a great day. We've had Jeff Thompson has done it. Oh God, what's the guy's name from Cumming, Georgia? The guy that builds pits. Help me out there, Steve. I know you're listening. Can you think of who I'm talking about? Steve DODSON?
There's a lot of guys that build pits. It was either Deep South or
Deep South.
Assassins.
Randall.
Deep South.
Randall.
Yep.
From Deep South. He came up and won it one year. Jeff Thompson from up in Kingston. He's a big KCBS team. And we've had little guys like our Owl's Nest team, and it's just a hodgepodge of teams come up there, and we'd love to have you. So all you got to do is email me, steveray@srmo.us, and I'll get you the information. Here's our special guest tonight. Well, they're guests, they're not special. Jeff Rice, Dead Broke Barbecue, and Steve DODSON, the Cookout Coach. You've seen both of these guys on YouTube as you have caroused YouTube looking for information about barbecue, how to do stuff, and we're going to jump right into it. We're going to talk a little bit about cookouts before and after the flu season. I'm calling it the greatest flu season that we've ever seen in the United States. But first, Jeff, before we get into it, Steve DODSON, I want to ask you, tell us about the Char Griller series that you and your buddy have going on that you're doing live on Facebook. That is, have you watched them, Ricer?
Yeah, I have. I actually watched a couple of them.
They're so cool. Fill us in on these because people really need to know about this stuff.
Yeah, so I'm glad you like him, Steve. It sort of was just born out of, in the beginning of all the precautions that everybody was taking. Everybody was at home, everybody was cooking, and everybody was searching a lot more for how to cook better.
Yeah.
And Char really recognized that, and so they approached me and my buddy Mark Ashby from Grill Mark Co.
Now, where does he live, Steve?
South Carolina.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So we both sit out in the humidity and do this. But, they hit us up and they said, hey, a lot of people have questions. You mind answering some questions live? So we did that, and that went well. And they said, do you think you guys could cook some stuff live? And, well, yeah, probably. What do you think? And so we've done steak. We've done wings. We did a 4-part series on ribs one Sunday. And most recently, we've done smoked queso. And usually what happens is, I'll pick a cooker and a style, and Mark will pick a different cooker and a style. And so we try to give folks, a couple different takes on things. I think we did 4 different total styles of wing. And yeah, so we're still rolling with it. I'm actually scheduled to do another live. I believe it's the 13th. And we're not going to be cooking on that one, but we're going to be talking about fireboxes, side fireboxes and management, or if you have like what I consider an old school charcoal grill that's, long and doesn't necessarily have an offset firebox, how you can still run a 2-zone fire and smoke stuff. I mean, that's just what we've been trying to get information out to folks on how to do better in the backyard.
Well, they're great. If somebody wants to make sure that they know that these things are coming up, where can they go to set a reminder so it'll tag them or whatever they do on Facebook?
Yeah, so they can either come over to my page at Cookout Coach on Facebook because I'm listed as the host, or a dead you've got it way is to go over and like the Char Griller Facebook page, and they'll have the event set up on their calendar.
Okay, so easy information to find.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey, I also want to remind everybody that we're broadcast partners with Backyard Smokers Barbecue on Facebook. A great site to go to if you're beginning, if you want to post some pictures of your latest creations on the grill. There's no junk on there, no political stuff, no COVID stuff. Backyard Smokers Barbecue on Facebook. Wes Phillips and his staff do a great job monitoring this thing. They've always got something. Wes has always got something going on that thing, a giveaway. You can buy T-shirts and all kinds of stuff. Just a great barbecue community, Backyard Smokers on Facebook. Rice, I saw, as Steve was talking, you were in a great Wisconsin fashion turning up a bottle of wine. Glasses be damned, right?
Right, yeah. It's just more water to waste, so just drink it straight out of the bottle.
Fill us in there. You're both of y'all have great YouTube channels. And Ricer, you just passed 10,000. Steve, you're closing in on 10,000. I've got 223. We're going to have 1 million by the end of the month. You just watch. And but Ricer, you've got a plethora of sponsors just like Steve does. But tell us about this wine sponsor you've got. Because that's kind of a unique pairing. A little class on
Yeah.
words there.
There you
Pairing
go.
of a commercial item such as wine with barbecue.
I work with WTSO, or Wine Still Sold Out. They contacted me. They wanted to get a little bit of barbecue into their wine company, and they thought my personality would fit right where their target was looking at. And yeah, I do some live streams on theirs once a month. It ends in August, but we've got other things that we're talking about doing in the fall and in the spring with them. But yeah, they really wanted to get more of the barbecue flavor into their wines. So yeah, I mean, think right now they actually have like a special with different types of a different weekly tasting type of thing that's going on. I think it's going on right now. I'd have to check, but it's just WTSO.com, and they get wines from all over the world. They got specials, anywhere from 30 to 70% off. And if you use my promo code,
Which is
BBQ20, you can save yourself $10 on any purchase of $50 or more. And yeah, they're great. I mean, because like I can't just go around to my liquor store and find a bottle of Chablis. Well, you can find Chablis on theirs, sometimes. So it's a hit or miss, and they've got their premium ones where you're paying a little bit more. But yeah, there's nothing better than wine and barbecue, in my opinion. Now, I drink beer too with my barbecue, but well, I'm from Wisconsin, so we drink kind of anything, to be honest with you. So.
What do they sell? They sell wine in grocery stores in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
How about in West Virginia, Steve?
Oh yeah, yep.
That's new here in Tennessee. That's been in the last 2 years that you could sell wine in a grocery store.
Yeah, like our grocery store is going to have like Mogan David and Boone's Farm and all those great 1980s, let's take a road trip, but they'll still have a couple of them, different brands, Barefoot or anything like that. But when you get into some of these, harder to find labeled wines, that's what WTSO is going to be able to give to you, on a more easier, and they'd ship it right to your door, and you don't have to wear a mask. So that's kind of a cool thing.
Do they sell liquor in your grocery stores too?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. You remember last night I told you I always forget to turn on the audition? Guess what? I hate these things. They ought to just turn on themselves. Okay. They do sell liquor in grocery stores.
Yeah.
How about in West Virginia?
Yep. Yes,
really? Sir. So they don't have liquor stores, I guess.
No,
we got liquor stores too. Yeah.
There's liquor everywhere. What are you people like you are? You just sit up there and drink all night. Buy it anywhere. Go down to Toys R Us. Got liquor in Toys R Us. Babies R Us.
You can get it at the gas station. You can get it.
Really?
You can get booze at the gas station.
Maybe I need to come up here and set up shop. Hey,
right.
Real quick, David Poe said they need a big green egg competitor at the Lamar Johnson Oktoberfest Thanksgiving Barbecue Festival coming up here in Newton. We've had plenty, David, of big green egg and Kamado type of smokers. And the way you can make sure that big green egg is represented is for you to come over and compete. So I don't think there's an easier way to do that, David. So you can fix that yourself. Jane Brzezinski just joined us. Jane is a great local cook here in the Chattanooga area. Posts great pictures. If you want to see some great pictures on Facebook of really good food, Jane Brzezinski, friend her in, and you'll be able to see there. All right, Ricer, I got this idea from you on one of your videos. The July 4th Part 2 video that just came out. Keeping with the spirit, we're gonna do a series. We're gonna do one in July, and then we're gonna do one in September.
Okay, all right.
But and Steve, we're gonna get to the contest aspect of this thing too. But Rice, let's talk about the partying during, before, and after the great flu epidemic here in the United States. The video I saw of your party, it didn't look like anybody was too concerned. What was it? What was the attitude of the people that were there during the party compared to before, when y'all would like get together last year?
I got to be honest with you that a lot of these people that were at this party were friends and some of them are relatives. So, I think a lot of people right at the fourth were kind of feeling relieved because in our situation up here in our state at that time, it was starting to open up a little bit. I mean, we didn't have these major shutdowns. We still, just until lately now, we have a mask required type of
Hmm.
thing. Some counties are not like, I don't know how to explain it, but some of the sheriff's departments up in the Northwoods, they're not going to listen and go to respond to any of like complaints or anything like that by somebody not
Right.
wearing a mask. But I mean, if I would say that the party itself beforehand, if it, like 2 years ago, we weren't able to make the party last year, but 2 years ago when I did a prime rib there. Um, it was a lot more festive. This one, I would say that there was maybe a little bit of like, because we had elderly people there too, and I'm elderly, but these are a little bit elderlier, so if that's a word.
Elder.
And, so there was a little bit like maybe myself just saying, okay, one of my best friend's mom is there. I will not walk right up to her and give her a hug like I would
Hmm.
typically do,
Yeah.
so there's a little bit of that in your brain. But as far as everybody hanging out, we were still not close quarters, but we're still close. There's a lot of games that they were playing and stuff like that. So
Plus, you're in
there,
a
I
big
think there was,
outside area, and it looked like
yeah, we were outside, and my friends live right on the lake, so they have a really nice backyard and things like that. But again, I would say that the some of the maybe closer like beer drinking games that we would do and stuff like that, they didn't probably do them unless they were like later at night with some of those young kids that were pounding the suds until like 2 o'clock in the morning. So
yeah.
I might still drink, but I can't drink until 2 o'clock in the morning anymore.
The reason I picked November the 8th for our Lamar Johnson Oktoberfest Thanksgiving Barbecue Festival was I really do feel after the election at the beginning of November, I guess I'm a conspirator or a conspirator theory
Hmm.
watcher. I think a lot of this stuff is going to die down, and I think even building up towards it is going to get little or smaller and smaller and smaller, and I think that's going to kind of be the gateway to a little bit of normalcy is after the election, and I wanted to make sure that I jumped in early. I wanted that first weekend after it because I didn't want to, because I think what's going to happen is all these festivals, all these summer parties that have been canceled, everybody's going to be clamoring for dates between the election and Thanksgiving, then Thanksgiving to Christmas. And,
Hmm.
those are, especially that Thanksgiving to Christmas, those weekend dates are tough because everybody's got parties and they've got stuff to go to. So I really do think that between the election and Thanksgiving, you're going to see a plethora of activity in all these communities. People getting together. Down here, car shows are big. Barbecue festivals are big down here. Any kind of food that people where they get together. Now, Steve, you've been to two competitions in the last 3 weeks, and you're getting ready to do a double this weekend. Where's that one going to be at?
That one's going to be in Withsville, Virginia.
Okay. Is it a KCBS event?
Yes, sir.
Is it going to have pro teams there too?
Yep.
Pro team and backyard teams. You're in your backyard team. Now
Yes, sir.
you have the first one. The first contest you got a grand champion. You won it.
That's
Second
right.
one you got the second place reserve grand champion.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Tell us what do they do at the barbecue festivals? Number one, was it just teams or did they let people in? And how did that, if they did let people come in, how did that dynamic work?
So there, none that I know of to this point that are still running have any public aspect.
Okay.
Um, and that's kind of rough on organizers, right? Because we all know that barbecue competitions aren't really a money making thing unless you've got some aspect of the public. Because with the public comes food sales, comes sponsors. So it's kind of hard. But since we've been talking about booze, I just want to give a shout out the Smoke in the Grove in Pennsylvania, which was the one we did 2 weeks ago. 93 teams there.
Wow.
Everybody wearing masks and following the rules because that's KCBS put out new rules for this. But when they found out they couldn't do the festival, they said, all right, we're going to bring a slushy truck in and put it in the teams area.
Oh, my gosh.
And if teams want to support it, it's $5 a slushy. And they were selling boozy slushies.
Yeah.
They made money hand over fist that weekend out of that little trailer.
Hey, there's nothing better. You get one of those pina colada slushies, put a little rum in it. I mean, good gosh. Why would you even want to cook? Just sit there and just sit there and just go relax a little bit. But I digress. Keep going with the contest. We're not going to talk about getting drunk anymore. All right.
So, different sanctioning bodies have done different things for the COVID response. And what KCBS has done is they're leaving it in the hands of the organizer to decide if their contest will continue or not. But they've got certain guidelines. So, for instance, the way judges sit now is different. They don't line up 6 judges at the same table. They do like a U-shaped thing and put one judge at the end of every table. So they're sufficiently spaced out, roughly 8 feet between judges.
Okay.
As far as cooks go, at any gathering, so folks that are familiar with contests, there's a cooks meeting at the beginning and there's awards at the end. Any gathering, you've got to be masked up. On top of that, whenever you go to turn in your turn-in boxes, you're only supposed to send one person. They're to be masked up, they're to be gloved up, and then when you get to the turn-in table, they have food-grade sanitation wipes. You wipe down your box, and then even after the box goes back, when they're renumbering them, they get sanitized again. On top of that, or I guess in conjunction with that would be a better way to say that, KCBS has said, hey, any local, state or local rules for this thing, you guys have to follow everything. So, for instance, when we were in Pennsylvania last weekend, Pennsylvania has some sort of executive order. I believe the wording, and I'm going to paraphrase a little bit, but essentially it says whenever you leave your house, you have to be masked. So the way we played it was anytime you left your cook site, you put a mask on. And, that's just everybody, for the most part, we had a great job following the rules. Nobody I know of got sick. And the thing is, there's all sorts of different people here, right? At these contests, there's people that are conspiracy theorists like yourself. There are people that think this is definitely the other end of the spectrum, and everything in between. But the one thing we all agree on: nobody wants to get barbecue contests shut down. So everybody follows the rules, and it goes well.
Let me clarify. I am not a conspiracy theorist. I do believe you can get sick from this, and I think if you're old enough and you have breathing problems, diabetes, large fat waistlines with no activity, you can die. Of course.
Jeez, I'm in trouble.
Well,
man.
of course,
same here.
Ricer, you could walk to the mailbox and back and die. So.
Yeah, right.
So. The only theory I subscribe to is the election theory. I am a conspiracy theorist.
Okay.
I do think, Steve, you're right. I think, and I think you agree with me too. If you don't, you should. It's going away.
I'm gonna throw this in on you. I think at least the big hype of it's still going to be a very serious situation, but I think that all the hype and all the pressure is going to come down a little. It's going to come down a few notches after the election. No matter who wins, it's still going to come down a little bit. So,
do you think the media is tired of talking about it?
You would think so. How long do you have to talk about the same thing? Jesus.
It's been since what? It's been since the end of February.
Well, end of February, yeah.
We have to shut down. We have to shut down. We have to shut down. We shut down. We shut down. We shut down. We have to open up. We have to open up. We have to open up. It's.
We didn't even get to the killer bee part of the whole 2020. Man, I was waiting to see that. They had that killer bee thing.
Yeah, yeah. And I saw some. Somebody posted something about some deadly cicadas here in the south somewhere too. But and if you've ever heard those guys come in, y'all have cicadas up north, Jeff?
No,
man.
Do y'all have them?
I think they
Steve?
come close, but
Really?
Oh yeah, Steve, we got them. They're terrible.
It sounds like it sounds like the
they're
plague,
just
doesn't it?
It does. You can't walk outside without sounding like somebody's running the chainsaw.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have more. We can hear them, but I mean, I don't think we're overrun by them damn things like you guys are, or it's a cricket or some damn thing.
I think
But
we only get them like
I,
once every 7 years. It's some weird. Who cares?
Yeah, it's some very long thing, but when they come, they're everywhere, and you can't get away from. I hate them
Yeah.
so much.
Well, we down here we've got mosquitoes this big too, because they never die. They live. We have mosquitoes that are like, they're families. They go to the Sonic drive-in. We'll have a Bloody Mary. So let's move on. Let's move on after COVID and what we're going to do. We're all three of us going to have a party. I'll go first because I am going to have a party at Cambridge Square. I'm going to tell everyone, if you want to wear your mask, you wear your mask. But what I'm going to do, Steve, I'm going to do like they do at the contest. When you turn in your entries, I want you to be masked with rubber gloves. And the judges area, we're only going to have 10 judges, so we'll be able to spread out easily. That's going to be no problem. But I do want them to spread out, and I'm going to ask them to spread out. Now, what people do after you ask them is always up to them. But that's the kind of precautions I'm going to take. As far as the crowd, this is a large area. You can self distance. And Jeff, I know what you're talking about. At my store, we're not doing this anymore. It's kind of a, hey, like that. Give them a little fist bump and back away, and kind of let people have their space. And of course,
Right.
we've got a counter between us when everybody's checking out, and we as far as I know, we haven't had any problems. So, what are you going to do different? Because I know the fall up in Wisconsin is, well, let's take for instance, this fall is going to be. Can you imagine how big sofa tailgating is going to be this fall? All the parties. Oh my gosh, the parties. We are never going to see the likes of anything that is going to happen this fall. Now, if the Ricers are having the DODSONs over for a big northern get together, and we're going to eat pierogies and all that stuff you guys eat up there. What are you going to do? How are you going to handle it?
Everybody's going to sit around the kitchen table, and the kids are going to be in our living room, I guess you'd call it, and they're going to all play video games, and we're going to sit around, and the guys are going to be cooking, and the girls are going to be talking. I don't think there's going to be really any change for us. I mean, we actually played baseball this year, and we had we didn't get to get every game in because of rain delays or rainouts, but so they didn't make up the games. But I don't think there's going to be a huge amount of change, but I am going to tell you this. I want to go back to a movie. I don't know why. Maybe our movie theaters are even open. I don't even know, but I haven't even thought about it. I want to just go back and see a good movie and go to a movie theater when this crap is over, because that's kind of the thing that I do with my wife and my boys. Sometimes it's just my wife and I, if there's a movie out, but I just kind of want to get where I don't have to sit there and go, if I have to wear a mask, I'm not going, and that's kind of what I've gotten to. Even going to the grocery store and stuff like that, wearing a mask, I'm like, okay, we're going to go grocery shopping once or twice a week max, not every 2 days. You know what I mean? Like it's like a normal. So I just kind of want to get back to that part of it. Parties, well, I want to go to the tavern. I mean, our taverns are open, so I mean, but I want to go to a tavern with all my friends and eat barbecue and just have a good time. I just, not saying that things are going to be normal. Even in December, there's still going to be this talk about this thing. But I want a little bit of normalcy where we can go do some certain things. Maybe I'll just go, I kind of want to drive to New York, maybe they'll let me in there, and I don't have to go through a roadblock and sit in a hotel for 14 days.
Now, what are you going to do in New York?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
They got right now, if you haven't heard that you're getting stopped, and where you coming from and all that.
I see.
So,
are you close to New York? I'd have to get a map. I know.
Hell no, dude.
You're nowhere near New York, are you?
No.
I think, Steve, you're closer to New York than Jeff is, probably.
Probably.
Yeah. You close? Are you close to Pittsburgh, Steve?
I'm about two and a half hours from Pittsburgh.
That's still a pretty good jump. All right, what are the Dodsons going to do? They're going to have the Reichers over and all those brats. What are we going to do?
So, to begin with, if we're at the house, it's going to be similar to what the Reichers do, because the people that are coming over are my friends and my family anyways.
Mm-hmm.
People that I trust their judgment where, if you were sick, you wouldn't come, and I've got a kiddo in the house that, is considered the high risk. So our whole life, she's 7 now. So for 7 years, people have been, have known that her getting a cold is a big deal. So everyone that comes to my house anyways knows, hey, if you're sick, don't come. It doesn't matter if it's COVID or a cold or anything.
Yeah.
But to put a different spin on it, for me, the closest thing to like old school partying, like you used to do, like Rice's 4th of July, are these competitions. And essentially what we do there is, because if people haven't been there, and I've talked about this before, a barbecue competition is just a big tailgate. Is essentially what it is.
Yeah.
And all we're doing now is, it follows the rules because we don't want to get it shut down. But more than that, it's courteous to the people that you're going to. So if I go to my buddy's campsite, I'm wearing my mask in transit because that's the rules. When I get there, if he's comfortable with me taking it off, I take it off. If he's not, I leave it on. And, but either way, we're still gonna swap food. We're still gonna, have a drink together. Maybe we're still gonna just hang out. And we're just kind of roll like that. If you're comfortable with it, cool. And if you're not, that's cool too. We're still gonna have a good time.
Boy, David Poe is really active in chat tonight. He says, "Yeah, New York sucks." I went to New York one time. I loved it. I thought it was great.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love that city. Yeah.
I haven't been in a long time, but I had a good time when I went. I got to go to the top of the world. This was before 9/11. I got to go to the top of the World Trade Center, and wow, that's a tall building. You come from Ooltewah in Chattanooga, where it's the tall buildings, 11 stories. That's I don't know how it is where you guys live, but down here we got
bigger sticks than you are, Steve. We got bigger sticks than you are.
We got short buildings. we have some sort of a law in our town that says you can't build a building over 4 stories tall, because it blocks the view of Lookout Mountain. So, isn't that crazy? I mean, that's a law.
It's not a bad idea, though. Not a bad idea.
I want a big one. I want a big building in this town. I want something 85 stories. I want something you can base jump off of. I want them to build it, and then we're going to have the International Base Jumping Championships here in Chattanooga. I love that kind of stuff. Here in Chattanooga, we've got row. Those guys that row those boats. We've got a big one of those. We've got a triathlon or an Ironman thing that comes through here, and it just brings in the people like crazy. It's and we've missed that. That's all of those events have canceled, and that's why I'm so excited about this little thing we're doing on November the 8th. I'm so ready to, and I'm sure, and from talking to you guys, y'all are too, and to get out there and have some sort of a normal relationship with your friends, where every time we do something, every time we go out, it's always in the back of your head. It's like you have ever been you have a problem in life, a personal problem, and no matter what you do, it just digs at you. If you've had a loved one that's passing away or something like that, no matter what you do, you're thinking about that, and it's a terrible, terrible feeling. So I want that feeling to be gone. I want it to be gone, and I hope we can do that in November. All right, Steve Dotson, how do you compare for a double? If you don't mind, first explaining, give me the abridged version of a double barbecue contest, number one, and how you go about preparing for a double contest.
Right. So a double contest is as simple as it sounds. It's literally, instead of just cooking on Saturday, you cook on Saturday, you turn around, you cook right again on Sunday. And, how do you prepare for it? Well, I don't have a good answer for that yet. This is my first one, but I can tell you how I've prepared for it is, there's only so many hours in a week that I can devote to actually prepping for this thing. So the one thing I always have to get done at home, to me, I could show up with nothing else done, but I'm going to have my chicken trimmed. So step one for me is always trim your chicken.
How many
Now,
pieces of chicken do you trim for a contest?
I do 16, so last night I trimmed up 32.
There you go.
There you go.
You're at 1 for 1. Keep going.
Yeah. On top of that, if I can get it done, I'm gonna have my sauces made up, and I've got one made up right now. Right after the show, I'm actually gonna go make up my other one, and obviously I'm making double batches. And the reason that I like to make up my sauce at home is because I like to strain my sauce, not to get any flavors out or anything, but literally, it's the silly things that comp guys know that I don't want to have to look at my meat when it's in the box and inspect for little pieces of pepper or something that could be on that thing that's going to look different than the other ones. So if I strain it, I get all the spices out. It's just a smooth sauce. And, that takes time. It's one of the things that as you're doing it, you're like, man, if somebody saw me ladling this through this strainer, they would just think I'm sillier than I'll get out.
Oh, they think you're weird. I've had people in the neighborhood come over when we're getting ready for a contest. What are y'all doing over here with the trailer? And they go, what? What are you doing with that? Why did you cut that meat so funny? Just shut up. Just shut up. All right, where else you going? What else you doing?
Along with that, you've got your injections and your rib wraps. I like to get those made up so I can just measure them out and make it easy on me. And then we're lucky right now because we bought a trailer right before the last contest, and that trailer is still loaded with everything. So I don't even really have to pack that much other than a few things I've taken out to do some YouTube videos with. I've got to pull my baffle plates out of my smoker and clean them off. And literally, I'm hooked to the truck right now and ready to go.
So what
Nice.
what are the sleeping arrangements?
Well, so for this comp, we called in the big guns because it's double and I'd like to get a shower. And so my uncle's actually bringing down his RV.
That's
so
nice.
we've got a hotel on wheels. But the way it normally works when it's just me and my brother is I have a set of, they're called disco beds. They're cots, but they'll stack on top of each other.
Sure.
However, in the little 6x12 trailer I have, they'll sit right side by side with just a little walkway in between it. And I've actually got a portable AC unit that I've got in there that I punched a hole in the floor to vent out of.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, we're living high class in there, Steve. I don't know how to... I'm ready for my wife to kick me out of the house because I've got a place now.
Yeah,
Right. You got a place to live.
Yeah, you'll love that. Yeah. The only problem is when the wife kicks you out of the house, she keeps the money.
Yeah.
Believe me, I've been kicked out of the house. She keeps the money and the furniture, but the mail always seems to find you. I think that's a coyote in the background of your picture there, Steve Dodson.
Right.
Turn
You
around
gotta
and
watch
shoot that.
him.
Turn around and shoot that thing. I've got a great idea for your YouTube guys. Sofa tailgating. The barbecue for sofa tailgating. I guarantee you, Malcolm is getting one ready. I guarantee. Who's another big one? Who's a big barbecue guy?
Well,
The Bearded Butchers. I watched them last night. I guarantee you they're getting one ready. Who's another big one?
Well,
Cooking with Rye. Is he big?
yeah, cooking rye. You're gonna look at Russ Jones. You're gonna see
Greg Mervis
Greg.
from Ballistic Barbecue.
Yeah. Okay. Those guys
you're
are
gonna see all those guys.
Those guys are all getting ready. They think that, I got something nobody else has got. But I guarantee you guys need to jump out in front of them because I guarantee you they're getting ready. This is going to be, the grocery stores are going to do that first Saturday in football because I think Tennessee was supposed to play Charlotte. I think they're the Fighting Hornets or something like that. A small, they're a D1 school, but a small division. And
Steve, how many points were they predicted to beat Tennessee by?
hey, we're going to be good this year. We're going to be good, but we're not playing that game. I think we're going to open with Florida. Now, when you open with Florida and they only allow a third of the people in the stadium, you're going to have number one, every parking lot up there will be full. I guarantee you, they'll be full. But people are going to be staying home that usually go to those games. They're going to be having parties, and you are going to see a rush on grocery stores like you have never seen before. And I'm counting on you two guys, to give me some ideas, some out of the box stuff. I'm not saying You know, I don't want to see we're going to do simple burgers for your tailgate party. You know, I want something. You know, I don't want Natasha's kitchen stuff. I don't want something. I want to hear the word simple. I want to hear we're going to do something that's hard as hell to cook, but you can do this. You got to start it Friday, and you'll have it done by game day. You know, you cook something overnight. You know, a pork butt, a brisket. You know, we're going to do brisket tacos, and we're going to cook that brisket overnight. You know, do something hard, and you know, make people watch it and make people work for it. That's what.
Damn you! I mean, I want to do the easy crap. What are you talking about?
Everybody does the easy stuff.
No, I'm kidding, but I'm going to tell you right now. I'm a affiliate with Lion Energy, and I don't know if you heard of them, but Lion Energy, and I have a plan for their power station and their solar panels to kind of show you how you can still maybe tailgate along with staying at home and have a little bit of fun outside.
Steve,
so I've already thought about it.
Steve DODSON, the cookout coach. This is right up your alley. Are you down with this?
Oh, you know, we're going to open that video with "You better pack a lunch, boys," because this is going to be an all-day job.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Are you a Mountaineer fan? You a Mountaineer fan?
You can't live in this state. Well, I guess if you're from Huntington, you cannot be a Mountaineer fan and live in this state. But everywhere else, yeah, you better bleed gold and blue.
Well, Marshall's up there. Marshall's got a big following.
Yeah, Huntington can have its thing.
Oh, here we go. Where it's like Memphis in Tennessee or Nashville with Vanderbilt. cute little school.
Let's not forget about Big Red now. Let's not forget about Big Red. Let's not forget about the Badgers.
The Badgers they're big time. I mean, golly, they stormed the field and killed people. I mean, they're so
well. I'm gonna tell you right now, we're still the most known. Biggest party college, you know, in the United States. So that's always something you can hang your hat on, you know.
Most famous quarterback from Wisconsin.
We're not going to talk about him.
Huh? No,
there is not, buddy.
Yeah,
except for the guy that plays for
Seattle. Yeah, he's great. He played there a year, I think, didn't he? He's great.
He came in, transfer. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
Hey, Wisconsin.
But he plays for Seattle. But he plays for Seattle, and they beat the Packers when the Packers were winning or whatever it was. 37-0 or whatever. So yeah, so. You know,
do you ever follow Dr. Barbecue Ricer?
No, I can say I don't.
Follow him on Facebook. I know for you to open that Facebook page, your fingers tremble when you have to log in. But follow Dr. Barbecue. He has the best Packer jokes you'll ever read. He's a big Bears fan. He absolutely hates the Packers. Every time.
Of course they do.
It's just
because we win Super Bowls, they win like a couple little championships.
But he is the world champion Packer hater. I mean, the stuff he puts on there is just
then
great.
I'll start trolling them easily.
Hey, all right, let's talk about Ricer. You got yours, Steve. I wish you'd bought one of these. You should have bought it, and I hope this company is watching. Now, did anybody hashtag this? You know how you get people's attention? You put that hashtag thing in there, and they goes to their inbox or something.
I will. I think I told Bob Healy about it today.
Is that the boss of this thing?
That is the boss.
All right, hang on. Let me just show you my. Here you go. That's what we're going to talk about right there. The grill gun. I've got mine all set up. I've got the propane tank on. Now this thing, oh my gosh! Guess who just showed up at the end of the hall? Mrs. Stephen Ray. She's not going to like this whatsoever. She's going to have real problems. She's going to have real problems with this. I can tell you that right now. But that is.
Don't talk too much about it, Steve. Because my wife is watching in the bedroom. So hurry up and get to the point.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, before she makes it in there. All right, let me grab it. I got the. Did you buy the stand too, Ricer? Did you buy the handy stand?
Yeah, I got it sent.
I got mine. Okay, now give me a quick lesson here, Jeff. I didn't. There you go. You got yours. You got yours already.
This is the craziest thing you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
This thing, it is so hot in here right now. I'm going to turn it off because I'm afraid it's going to crash all the equipment up here because it's a little hot. But this is
It's the grill gun.
the grill gun,
by-
and you use it to light your charcoal with, obviously. And the guy, the sous vide is the one it's shorter, right, Jeff?
Mm-hmm.
It's got a shorter barrel, and the
And
guy.
I'm gonna give a plug right now. I'm gonna give a plug, okay? Because he's a friend of mine. But Jabin Postal from Postal Barbecue just did a video on a reverse seared New York strip, and he used actually the CV gun to finish it off and give it that sear on the outside. So, yeah, Grill Grazers is a great company. Bob Healy, I had Harry Sue on my show last week.
He
and
used
Harry
one.
Grabs his, he grabs it and lights up his charcoal. So,
Yeah.
it's a pretty simple piece of equipment, to be honest with you, and crazy fun. I mean, wait till I come out with a video. That's all I'm going to say.
I saw that. I saw that. I can't remember what YouTube I was watching or something, or maybe it came in an email, and I watched the video, and I watched that and I said, how do I not have one of these? I've seen the weed one. The big one that they call it the Texas. We call this the Texas match. Everything's bigger in Texas, all that crap. And they got that hose on the 20-pound cylinder. I bought the hose to hook to a cylinder in case, just in case I have to start a lot of fires. You never know when somebody may call and say, "Hey, Steve, I need you to start 20 fires. Can you be here tomorrow?" I said, "I'm there. I'm there." But this was my favorite part. This is the favorite part. I'm gonna get a close up on me because this is really funny. Attention, customs officer. This comes with. I'm not lying. You can't make this stuff up. This box contains charcoal grill lighting and culinary meat searing, high power portable propane torch bodies. I'll tell you what. They are not weapons and they are not dangerous to handle. No, not at all. They do not contain flammable gas or liquid. They are powered by propane bottles purchased separately and not included in this package. The user's manuals inside this box are very detailed about what they are and what they are used for. Now, let me ask you, Steve Dodson, would you have loved to have been at the incident where that caused? This is a James Gregory moment. This is one of those because somebody dug this thing out in the airport in Israel and started waving it around, and everybody, here come the jack leg booted, Israeli fighting force out of nowhere and tackled this poor guy, and because he was showing his buddy his thing he lights charcoal. How would you have liked to have been there?
I mean, I'd have been freaking out because clearly that's a Beretta with a monstrous silencer on it. That's the only reason I haven't got one, Steve. I'm holding out for the 45. See, I'm not really a 9mm guy.
Well, let me plug this real quick. So anybody that's watching, if you use Dead Broke BBQ, you can save yourself 10% on your own grill gun. So just there you go, guys.
So they have
Everybody's watching.
So is that like your
my affiliate thing? Yeah.
Okay, your code. You just write that on the ticket.
Yep. When you go to checkout, then you just go ahead and put in Dead Broke BBQ, and you'll save yourself $10 or 10%. Sorry.
It says, win a grill gun. Post about your grill gun experience on social media, and I guarantee you nobody has started the grill gun in their bonus room or the corner of their dining room like we did. Earn a chance to win another grill gun, 2 of them. How about that? Post on social media, send a screenshot of the review to reviews@grillblazer.com and be entered to win. Step 3, Google Grill Blazer and write a Google review. I've never written a Google review on anything. But
if I can add, Steve, Bob Healy is a really nice guy, and he's an engineer type of person, and I really enjoyed all the conversation that him and I had when he contacted me about joining up with Grill Gun or Grill Grazer. He's just one of those people that he just invented something and he worked on it and developed it, and it's a good product. And I wish him the best of luck.
How long has it been out? You know,
I'm going to say 3 years or so, at least 3 years. He's had this, and I know that he's reached out to several YouTubers and other people too. I mean, it's not just YouTube influencers. I mean, there's comp guys and stuff like that too. But yeah, he's got a cool product, and he puts a lot of pride into it. That is his baby, So he's a super fabulous gentleman. So if you guys are looking for a fun, like, hey, let's get this party rocking, the Grill Gun is a thing. So.
That'd be a cool thing to sell at the store.
Yeah, we'll get on it. I mean, I bet you can sell it.
How cool? How cool would that be? To sell those things.
I'll give you a cell phone
because
number.
Everybody that has a charcoal, usually uses the marshmallows or the tumbleweeds or the fluid or whatever have you, and that's just, I mean, that's, you talk about getting the party started from the get go. You walk out there on November 8th up at Cambridge Square for the Lamar Johnson Oktoberfest Thanksgiving Barbecue Festival, and whoa, you get a line of people around you
in flip-flops and a bandana, and then I guarantee you people are going to take pictures. Yeah, so.
I think it's disgusting when people cook in flip-flops. I do. I can't get over
Me
that.
Me too.
I
can't even
get over
handle
that.
Crocs.
I don't even Crocs. I don't even have Crocs. I don't have flip-flops either. I think I'm the only one though. Look at Steve Dodson stroking that beard. Do you cook in flip-flops or do you put them?
Of course, I don't cook in flip-flops. However, Crocs and socks have a grand champion and reserve grand champion this year. I'm just saying.
Yeah, right.
I could live with Crocs and socks. I could live with Crocs with socks.
Right.
But flip-flops, I don't know. Guys, thank you. I appreciate you so much. As usual, you guys have been fantastic. You can find Jeff Rice at Dead Broke Barbecue on YouTube. He posts all the time, and you can turn in to Tavern Talk on Sunday nights at 8 o'clock. Jeff has fantastic guests. He had Harry Sue on last week. Who was the funny guy? I asked you to get his number.
Russ Jones. We had Russ Jones on. And
yeah.
We had Andrew Rogg from
that's the
Drill
guy.
Sergeant.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah, so
he was hilarious.
And I'm just not into YouTuber people. I mean, I have manufacturers also. So we got Brad Barrett coming on from Go Greats pretty soon, and this week it's just Ricer the Speakeasy. I do that every once in a while. It's just me, but the week after we got Maddie and Kiki. They're Canadian cooks with Weber.
Yep.
And then I got Cooking with Rye coming on pretty soon. So just come over and hang out with me on Sundays,
Steve,
and watch my YouTube stuff.
Steve Dodson, the Cookout Coach. Great videos there too. How-tos. Don't forget the Grave, what's the name of that company you do? Char Griller, right? Char Griller. Does the live videos for them, which are just super fun and filled with information. And Steve, you go live too sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, it depends. I've been going live more with just the simple stuff, like when I'm prepping a pork butt. If I've got the time, I'll go. Let's flip it live, because
absolutely
we all do things when we get so used to cooking that we don't talk about it. So instead of being an edited thing, just let it be raw and let you watch exactly what I do, and we'll talk through it. And I try to follow your comments. If you see me doing something weird and I'm not talking about it, ask me and I'll tell you why I'm doing it.
Subscribe and ring the bell. And I want to really talk with everybody tonight. I want you to go to YouTube and look up Al's Nest Barbecue. And you don't have to watch anything. I know, I get it. Sometimes they're long and sometimes they're boring. But just hit the subscribe button. You don't even have to hit the bell. Okay, just don't even worry about the bell. Just hit the subscribe button.
Steve, your videos are not boring. Don't say that,
well,
man. I mean,
they're not as exciting as yours.
You're a Facebooker, so you're a Facebooker, and you do a lot of Facebook stuff. So, but yeah,
it's so
subscribe to his
embarrassing.
channel. It's awesome.
It's so embarrassing though to have 223 subscribers after 2 years. You know, it's like what, 2 a day, or 2 a month, or 2 a month maybe, or something like that. And that's going down. That's trending, and that's trending downward. You know, I get those analytic things from YouTube on the email, and it's just a video of a donkey laughing. You know, they don't even bother. You know, oh yeah, they don't even bother with people like me. You know, you're a jerk. Why don't you go away? Go back to Facebook. You know, we don't want you. But just give it a subscribe. Everybody that's friends with Jeff, everybody that's friends with Steve that are watching. We got a ton of people watching tonight. Just go to Al's Nest Barbecue YouTube and just hit subscribe. Let's see if we can.
I'm subscribed to you.
Well, yeah.
Subscribe.
Yeah, I know, but we could all get in a bus and go somewhere. I mean, you know, it's not a whole bunch of people here. I mean, we need 1 million people by the end of the month. I'm just going to tell you. We need 1 million people at the end of the month. Go ahead.
I heard you're giving away a car when you hit 1 million.
I am giving away a car.
Yeah.
A free car. I've got it at the gas station. A free car. And when I get to 750,000, I'm going to start working on it to make sure that it's running when we get to 1 million after we've been to 750,000. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
You bet.
Appreciate
Anytime, fellas. Anytime you guys want to be on, call me, and I'll see if I can squeeze you in on this vast guest book that I've got. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Take care.
Ricer and Steve DODSON. Steve DODSON. The cookout coach, Jeff Rice, is Dead Broke Barbecue. Great guys, great friends, and tune them in. Seriously, they do some great videos. Ricer's a great cook. Steve's a great cook, and they show you how to do it. Don't forget, I just want to tell everybody that coming up is on the 8th of November. Mark your calendar. That's going to be the Lamar Johnson Oktoberfest Thanksgiving Barbecue Festival at Cambridge Square. We'll have 10 teams, count them, 10 teams will be there competing and selling barbecue. If you are interested in being in the mix, please email me, steveray@srmo.us, and I'll get you all the specifics. We'll get you an invitation, and we're going to get 10 people. Entry fee will be only $200. We are going to have a $3,000 purse, thanks to some local sponsors. It's going to be a fun time. The prizes are going to be great, and the camaraderie will be even greater. Until next Thursday night, everyone, please remember, good night and good luck.
if you were sick, you wouldn't come. And I've got
Yeah.
a kid. If you were sick, you wouldn't come. And I've got.